Hello, hello, hello. I am April Chadwick,
And I'm Diane Gertis.
and thank you for joining us at TMA Corner. Today, well, I think every day, all the times that we meet, I think our meetings have kind of changed a little bit. Wouldn't you say, Diane?
I would.
And I think that our podcasts now have gone into more of updates of what in the world's going on in 2021 and how we've come out of 2020. And I think you really wanted to talk today about something that's changed in 2021.
Well, there's been so many changes in 2021. And one thing I would like to give a shout out to you, April, is on another meeting we were on yesterday. You had the city manager from Casa Grande there, and you've had the city manager from Maricopa, and in 2 weeks you're going to have the city manager from Mesa. But I really enjoy those meetings to kind of give everyone an idea of what's going on in our communities in Arizona. So thank you. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, thank you. And if anybody watching wants to be a part of these, I do meetings every 2 weeks. And it's basically to give as much information and as many tools as possible to real estate agents. Sorry, that is my puppy. Agents that need, it's just as many tools to get you guys as prepared for what's going on in our market. So thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. But there, as far as the lending, I know that right now everyone is, and this is going to change. One thing about the housing market or anything in life, nothing stays the same. As much as we hate change, it's going to change. So this time last year, to put things in perspective, we were even worried we were even going to have a housing market because we were in the beginnings of the pandemic. And now we're in, fast forward to April 2021. Holy moly, it's just like everything's on fire. I mean, at least in the Phoenix Metroplex and all over Arizona. I mean, we were talking yesterday even about Flagstaff. About
Yeah.
I don't think there is a corner of Arizona that's not been affected by the housing shortage and the number of people that are moving to Arizona. And why not? Today, the low is within the 50s. You can sit outside in the morning, have your cup of party.
Cup of party. I got a cup of party.
A cup of coffee, listening to the birds. It is absolutely gorgeous. But then it's going to be 90 today, but that's great. The evenings and always the evenings. And
that's when you have your cup of party.
Yeah, that's a party. Yeah. But as far as a lending perspective, for buyers, to put themselves in a good position to purchase, I think, of course, you need to have employment and money, maybe down payment, since it's more difficult to get offers with down payment assistance accepted right now. But I think almost the third piece of it is your credit. And we've seen a lot of changes as far as what the lenders are accepting for credit. To kind of give you an idea, there are really two types of loans. There are government loans, which are FHA and VA, and they use a completely different credit module for their underwriting and what they expect or what they will accept. The other is conventional, and conventional is FHA, VA, jumbo, and USDA. Although I know that's under the Housing and Rural Development, but actually a lot of their guidelines fall under conventional. So we'll just put them out there in the middle. So in the credit modules, the credit bureaus, they use a different module for a mortgage credit report. So if you're on the phone that says you have a 750 credit score and you get it from one of the credit card companies, you're going, yay, baby, my credit's great. Well, that is off that one bureau, and it's a consumer report. It's a consumer score that if you were to apply for a credit card or purchase a car, that's what they would use. But the mortgage module is completely different. As of approximately April 1st, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, conventional loans, did some tweaking on their automated underwriting. All loans in the United States mortgage loans go through some sort of automated underwriting system. And it spits out an approval or no. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, a majority of the lenders will only accept the files if they have automated underwriting approval. And what has happened is that they have tightened through those modules their acceptance policies. And it can be brutal. And most of it has to do with credit. Now, we have, for instance, you think, well, I've never had a bankruptcy. I've never had a collection. I'm good. But if you owe 14 credit cards and have a balance on all of them, you probably are not going to get approved unless you're ready to put a bucket load of money down.
So
and a bucket load of money, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Bucket load of money means over 20%.
Okay.
I do have people calling and say, I've got money to put down. I've got $800. So, but anyway, that maybe work fine if you're looking for down payment assistance. But going back to that, again, most sellers are not accepting those now. But now, so you're looking at credit, and part of what I want to talk about today is what you can do to improve your credit, to put yourself in a better position. And I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, so I think you said, I mean, I think they've always kind of done it, but it's not, oh, I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. It is credit score driven. However, now, even if you have a decent score, I'm not going to say great score, but say you've got a decent score, they're looking on actually how you use your credit. Not only now just the score, they're tightening up on that as well.
It's on it's your credit management. For instance, last week I had a client who I felt was putting 10% down, 660 credit score, never had a bankruptcy, never had a collection, but she had a considerable number of credit cards. Could not get it to be, the automated system would not take it unless she put 20% down.
Wow.
The other is, I want to kind of reel it back in, just because you had a collection or a bankruptcy doesn't mean you won't get approved. If you had a bankruptcy and have immediately restored credit, optimum is 2 credit cards, and then pay them down, pay them off every month, you're going to be fine. If you had a collection, just keep in mind, do not ignore collection notices. Don't get into a fight with AT&T over $100. Pay the darn thing. They're going to put that collection. Yeah, they'll put any collection will drop your score 100 points. 1 30-day late will drop your score considerably. And it's best to pay attention to your credit. Medical collections, if you pay them, call them, pay them, they will remove them from the bureaus. A medical collection is read just like any other collection. But the difference is most collection agencies for medical facilities will remove that collection off the bureaus. Paying a collection, probably not going to help your credit in the short term. Long term, yes, but not in the short term. But what it will do is, you won't have a collection. I can't hear you, April. I'm sorry.
What other things should people be watching for with their credit or changes that you've seen?
The other is to keep your balances on your credit cards low. Just because you have 5 credit cards, never been late, but if your allowable balance is $5,000 and you owe $5,000, the credit bureaus are going to read that as a late. Now, it's temporary. Once you pay it down, it'll go away. Optimum, keep your credit card balances below 50% of what you're allowed to charge. That's okay. Best is below 30. And of course, if you can, looking at to manage credit, pay them off every month. Why you want to do this? The lower your credit score, even if you get an approval, if you're putting less than 20% down, a low credit score means that you're going to pay high mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is anytime you put less than 20% down on a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac conventional loan, and that's going to really diminish your borrowing power because of that high mortgage insurance payment you'll have to add to the principal and interest home insurance in your taxes.
Good to know. And mortgage insurance is based off of how much you put down and your credit.
Correct.
Okay.
And on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loans, it's not permanent. And if the house appreciates, you can have it taken off. But just saying that can really low credit scores or lower credit scores can really diminish your purchasing power in today's market.
And what about, so you were talking about, obviously don't max out your credit cards, don't overspend, but what if you're trying to prepare your credit and you're like, all right, I'm just going to close all my credit cards?
Oh, stop. Do not close your credit cards. Good point. You don't want to close any of your credit cards. And what you really don't want to do, let's say you have an Amazon card and you have a habit of charging a lot on your Amazon card. I know people out there that do that, and I'm not throwing stones at myself. But if you close it and you have a balance, it's going to read negatively on the credit bureaus. So and two things. First, don't close accounts. And once you close them, it reflects negatively on the account on your bureau, on the bureaus.
So get advice if basically for everyone, if you are trying to work on your credit and you're like, hey, I'm really doing well, I'm going to cut these credit cards off, or I'm going to pay this, I'm going to pay that. I would, and I'm sure your biggest thing is contact either you or someone that does deal with that, because a lot of times people they think they're doing the right thing and they're not, and they do something that actually negatively impacts their credit. I would
first off, don't go to credit counseling. Even John Oliver had on his show, I was told I had an excerpt on how a lot of them are rips-offs, and I've had so many people pay a lot of money, and maybe some of them do work. Do not take this as that I'm trying to disregard all credit counseling, but the ones that I have seen have not been very helpful. I would recommend, of course, do as much studying as you can online, and the other is to call a loan officer. They should be able to help you. They could maybe even do a soft pull, which means it doesn't reflect in your scores and doesn't show up in the bureaus, but do a soft pull on your credit, and maybe they could even advise you on how to put yourself in a better position to purchase a home, if not today, in 6 months or a year.
Or they can call you.
Or they can call me. Yes, that's correct. They can.
And then any other things that you can think of with credit that just have, as of 2021, to kind of keep your eye on, or it's just, something to think about?
Well, if in 2020, if you if you were in forbearance for a while, whether it be on your credit cards or your car or your house, the lenders were not supposed to count that in your credit. And if you're in forbearance in your house, but now you've started making your payments, you can still do a refinance, just to tell you. So don't let anyone, don't get scared of that either. But they should not have, that should not have showed up on your credit. And if you have some concerns, feel free to give me a call.
Well, thank you, Diane. And Diane, what is your phone number, just so everybody has it?
It's 480-235-5667. 480-235-5667.
Thank you so much, Diane. And thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in and subscribing and watching. And the questions we get asked, we really appreciate it. And I mean, as we've said time and time again, Diane, she says she's not good at anything else, but she's good at loans. And I think she's great. And I mean, what a great resource to have. So thank you, Diane.
It's my pleasure. I'm here to help.
I'm here to help. And I'm April, and I'm an accountability coach. If you ever need me for anything, once again, we're TMA Corner. You can find us, or my phone number is 602-740-5319. Thank you guys, and have a great week. Have a great week, Diane.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.